There are a lot of great regional roast beef sandwiches across the U.S. Buffalo's Beef on Weck, our Italian beef sandwich here in Chicagoland, the pit beef sandwich popular in and around Baltimore, the diner-style open-face hot beef sandwich you'll find almost everywhere across the country, but especially the Midwest and the Great Plains. Hot roast beef, rare and sliced thin or cooked well and shredded, served with horseradish and jus or just plenty of gravy, is an American staple. It was just a couple years ago, though, that I learned of the roast beef sandwich style native to the North Shore of Boston. I suppose I must have been aware of it to some extent. I'd heard of Kelly's on Revere Beach, which was one of the spots Rick Seaback visited making the documentary Sandwiches That You Will Like, which of course was one of the inspirations for my sandwich journey. But knowing that there was a well-loved restaurant on the beach north of Boston that sold roast beef sandwiches was different, somehow, than understanding that there is an entire culture built around these roast beef sandwiches. That there are people who roam the North Shore of Boston seeking out roast beef sandwiches, assessing them, tracking them in spreadsheets. That there are, in fact, people who are as fixated on a single type of sandwich as I am on learning about them all. My wife Mindy and I visited Boston earlier this year, and we went to Kelly's, of course. All the spots from the Sandwiches That You Will Like documentary are bucket list destinations for me. And a few other places serving roast beef sandwiches, notably Modern Butcher in Danvers, Massachusetts, who only serves roast beef sandwiches on Saturdays to a line of people that stretches around the block. This is a classic super three-way. Super refers to the size/amount of beef, which is enormous, and three-way refers to the classic three condiments: white American cheese, Cane's extra heavy mayonnaise, and James River barbecue sauce. I have never had a better roast beef sandwich in my life than that three-way from Modern Butcher. But recently, I finally got around to trying to make one at home, with some Cane's mayonnaise and James River barbecue sauce that I brought back with me from Boston. The roast I used was eye of round, a lean cut from the grocery store butcher, less richly red and bloody than the good quality beef they used in Boston, but tasty enough, well seasoned, seared, roasted medium rare, and sliced super thin. Cane's mayonnaise is not my favorite. The extra heavy variety they use on these sandwiches in Massachusetts may be better, but there was no way I was lugging a gallon-sized catering tub of mayonnaise home with me on the plane. And the Cooper's extra sharp American cheese I used may have been a bit much for this sandwich. A milder American cheese would have blended in better. But the stars of this show, to my mind, are the roast beef and the barbecue sauce. James River is mildly sweet but vinegar forward enough to mask the sugar content. Tomato-based but thin, not the thick molassesy goop of a Kansas City barbecue sauce, but thin and flowing, similar to an open pit or, more aptly, Arby's sauce. It complements the lean but well-seasoned roast beef well, and the overall impression, a soft but crisply toasted, pungent onion roll encasing a mound of lean, thinly sliced beef, coated in a cascade of tartly, tangy sauce, tempered by creamy mayonnaise and cheese. The only thing this roast beef sandwich is missing, to me, is a hit of horseradish. But that wouldn't be a North Shore three-way.